Hello, Don here. Welcome to the $1 Million Podiatry Practice Mastery, where you helping you get to the $2 million mark and beyond. I want to share a couple of things with you. First of all, we have a fourth doctor, and he is out on paternity, and I'm just kind of venting a little bit here. But if you're a young doctor, you might be considering this as a good option. I know I have some friends that work in bigger groups, such as HMO groups or managed care groups, and there's a multi-specialties, and they tend to give them a lot of weeks off. And I think it's great for those ones. For a private office, it kind of puts things in a pinch. If we have four doctors, and so with one doctor's out, and then we also had one doctor that was sick for a few days, it really puts a pinch on the rest of the doctors that are in the practice, because I'm seeing all of his follow-ups and all of my follow-ups, and for like the first time ever, I'm kind of running behind, and even with my scribe and all these other things that I'm doing. So I'm going to kind of share the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good part I want to say is that having a scribe really, really helps me, especially as you get busy, because I can still take time with patients. I can still give them good care. But what I'm finding is that they're adding a lot more on my 10-minute slot. So I tend to do patients every 20 minutes. There's, let's say, 6 patients that are new patients and the rest of them that are follow-ups. But then there's some 10-minute slots that I'm starting to use more. But I find when I have someone else's schedule to fill up or fill their schedule up, it's hard. And the second thing is this other doctor, his routine care day where he used a nail tech was on Thursdays. So I'm kind of filling in on him for Thursdays, doing his nail care while he's out, and having Marjorie do those. I'm also seeing one of my other doctors, colleagues, who's not doing nail care anymore. So somehow they're throwing on mine. And so usually it's okay because Marjorie's doing the care, but it still kind of throws me out of the group. I really like the idea of just having one day and not filling it up for other doctors, because it just kind of adds an additional level of stress. And I don't think I'm giving the quality care. I feel like I'm a little bit rushed with that. And also, I think it's something for the practice as well, because we had a day when another doctor was sick, and we could have really used this doctor that was out on medical leave for his family, and we talked to him about, oh, you should come in, and he said it would have broken his medical leave, and I can understand that, but for like a business owner, for like an ownership mentality, it's a challenge, and so this is something to consider when you're thinking about hiring, or when you're thinking about getting partners, and you're thinking about these things. I think one of the things you want to evaluate in your partnership, or even when you're thinking about hiring on an associate, is how many days they take off, or how much they get sick, or all this sick time, because this can really affect the dynamics of a smaller practice. And then I'm even kind of second guessing, because I'm taking February's coming up, and I'm taking a week off for my kids, and I'm traveling different places, and I'm almost like thinking, oh heck, I shouldn't take that time off, or maybe I should be working. I'm going to still take it off, but I just second guess it. And I want to kind of relate one experience. There was a time when I was visiting my family in Minnesota, and I this is when I was just starting out. I wasn't a partner, but my flight got canceled, and so I had to take the next day's flight, and it would have been inconvenient, and it wouldn't have been easy, so I had to fly to a different town and then come back in and do a rental car. And I eventually made it and only missed a half day of patients. And one of my partner, who's now a partner, he gave me like a gift card for like Apple to do that, because like if you think about it, for me it was just as easy not to come to the office. But for the office, it really, each day we're there, we generate quite a bit, usually about around $4,000 to $5,000 for the practice. And so this is something just to think about if you are a young associate, if you're just starting out, to kind of value not calling out. I know it's something that you have a right to, but really when we're kind of evaluating for ownership, calling out and using a lot of this time can really put a pinch on the practice, unless you have a practice, that is, has a ton of other doctors and things like that you don't need to do that. Anyway, I was just kind of venting this today, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Okay, so until next time, we'll talk to you soon.